Between the hydration and the better for you ingredients, in our opinion, allegedly, it's a no-brainer. Prime is a better hydration option.
What happens when a brand is built on pure hype and nonstop virality but nothing solid underneath? It usually crashes hard, and Prime is the perfect example of that downfall. This was a drink that pulled in an insane $1.2 billion in just 2 years, sparked resale madness with bottles flipping for wild prices, and somehow went from must-have to one of the fastest-falling brands in the entire food and drink space. And yeah, it even ended up getting banned in multiple countries, including New Zealand and Australia, all tied back to its creators, Logan Paul and KSI. They chased a shortcut to massive success and skipped the one thing that actually keeps a brand alive long-term: quality. That choice came back swinging, with Prime getting linked to reports of anxiety, stomach issues, and heart-related concerns involving younger consumers, which immediately put the spotlight on the product in the worst way possible. And today, we're breaking down the brutal and sudden collapse of Prime. We're talking about how Logan and KSI turned a drink into a full-blown status symbol for teens and young fans, why sales tanked just 2 years in, what really happened when the ingredients started getting exposed, and how that mess opened the door to lawsuit after lawsuit piling up fast. But before we go any further, the one thing that will stop me from suing you right now is hitting subscribe. So do that. Now let's rewind, because to understand the downfall, you need to understand just how massive Prime's launch really was. This wasn't some random influencer collab thrown together for quick cash. This was Logan Paul and KSI, two YouTubers who spent years as loud public rivals before early 2022. They fought twice in the boxing ring, and that rivalry basically helped launch the entire influencer boxing wave. So when Logan teased a mysterious announcement on January 4th, 2022, people instantly thought it meant a third and final fight. That's what everyone was waiting for. But instead, they shocked the internet by hugging it out on livestream and announcing they were teaming up for a business partnership instead. That moment alone sent the livestream into overdrive, pulling more than 540,000 concurrent viewers at its peak. Still, plenty of people doubted it would ever work. Prime wasn't entering some empty market. It was stepping straight into competition with giants like Gatorade, Powerade, and Body Armor. To survive, Prime needed something different, something powerful. And it turns out it had exactly that: non-stop hype, viral marketing, and an extremely impressionable fan base. The bottle itself looked like a walking YouTube ad, with loud colors, all caps text, and a design that screamed internet culture. Everything about it was crafted to hit the core audience Logan and KSI built their careers on, mainly teens and young adults. And the strategy worked immediately. Just hours after the live stream ended, Logan jumped on Twitter and announced the first Prime drop was completely sold out for the entire month of January. From there, the same pattern kept repeating. Logan and KSI leaned into a Supreme-style drop model, pushing limited releases through Prime's official site only. Scarcity drove demand through the roof. Logan especially kept the hype boiling with viral Instagram posts that exploded across the platform. One of the first major moments came on January 19th, when Logan posted a clip of him feeding Prime to his friend Johnny DeJulius right before jumping out of a helicopter for a base jump. That clip went everywhere. The very next day, Logan uploaded a YouTube video titled "KSI and Logan Paul Go Undercover at Walmart," where they revealed Prime had officially launched in 4,500 Walmart stores across the US. That move pushed Prime from online hype straight into real-world shelves overnight. And once YouTube and Instagram were locked in, Logan jumped over to TikTok to finish the job. He posted a skit of himself stranded on a desert island with a fake beard and an over-the-top tan, all to keep Prime flooding timelines everywhere. And just like that, Prime wasn't just a drink anymore. It was a movement, powered by hype, scarcity, and non-stop attention. That single TikTok alone cleared 10 million views, and that was just the start. KSI had his own marketing engine running full speed too. He didn't just casually feature Prime on his channel, it became a constant presence. His friends Miniminter and W2S also joined in, dropping Prime into their content and pulling over 4.5 million views each on videos pushing the drink hard. But as loud as the marketing was, the real genius move came from how Prime was distributed. Even with insane demand already baked in, they didn't rush to flood the market. Instead, they kept supply deliberately tight, manufacturing artificial scarcity and turning Prime into something that felt rare, exclusive, and untouchable, not just another drink on a shelf. That limited supply had fans scrambling every time bottles dropped. People rushed checkout like it was a sneaker release, and resale prices went completely off the rails. Bottles were flipping for wild amounts online, which only pushed the hype higher. It got so out of hand that even KSI had to step in publicly and ask people to stop reselling it. When Prime finally hit major US retailers like Walmart, Target, and GNC, the same strategy stayed in play. Stock levels were kept intentionally low, guaranteeing instant sellouts. That left tons of people frustrated, unable to find Prime anywhere near them, including one comment under Logan's post saying, "Why is it that the stores where I live in Kentucky are having such a hard time getting Prime? I absolutely love it, but I can't find it anywhere." The exact same chaos happened when Prime launched in the UK. Big supermarkets like Asda and Aldi couldn't keep it on shelves, and the madness got so intense that mainstream news outlets jumped on the story. Cameras captured massive lines of fans waiting outside stores just to grab a bottle. That frenzy created an entire black market for Prime. Scalpers were reselling bottles at ridiculous prices, forcing Logan and KSI to work with retailers to roll out strict purchasing limits. Ironically, those rules only made Prime feel even more exclusive and pushed demand higher. Then came the special edition flavors. Drops like KSI Nightmare and Glowberry were released only on special occasions and for limited windows. These flavors sold out even faster than the originals, feeding the obsession even more. All of these tactics turned Prime from just another hydration drink into a full-blown status symbol for teens and young adults. Some fans even started decorating their rooms with empty bottles like trophies, showing loyalty to the Prime wave. And the numbers backed it up. In 2022 alone, Prime generated $250 million across the US and UK. Then, in 2023, they absolutely shattered expectations by pulling in $1.2 billion in bottle sales by itself. There was no denying it. The launch was a monster success. With Prime now firmly planted in the hyper-competitive beverage market, Logan and KSI decided it was time to go all in. That meant massive sponsorships and mainstream credibility. It started with Prime sponsoring football clubs like Arsenal and FC Barcelona, while also bringing in global stars like Erling Haaland as brand ambassadors. But the biggest flex came when Prime became the official sports drink of the UFC and WWE. Logan personally pushed the brand on WWE television, featuring Prime in multiple high-profile segments. KSI even joined the madness, taking an RKO from Randy Orton in a moment that instantly went viral. These moves showed just how confident Logan and KSI were in Prime's future. They even locked in production deals with major bottling manufacturers like Refresco, preparing for years of nonstop demand. Logan later claimed on his podcast that he expected a massive buyout from either Pepsi or Coca-Cola. But before either of them could really sit back and enjoy the win, Prime's momentum started slipping just as fast as it exploded. And the reason came down to one critical issue they had ignored from the start: the quality of the drink itself. And while quality matters, another silent killer in business is bad accounting, which is exactly why tools like Odoo exist. Massive shout out to Odoo for sponsoring this video. Odoo is an all-in-one management platform that helps entrepreneurs handle invoicing, accounting, inventory, projects, websites, and more without losing their minds. Their accounting app makes money management simple. You can send clean, professional invoices in just a few clicks, track payments, and automatically follow up with late payers so you're not chasing people all day. That means more time focusing on what actually matters. In my case, making more videos. Tracking expenses is just as smooth. You upload invoices, and Odoo's AI reads the data with 98% accuracy, filling everything in automatically. You just review and confirm. Your bank accounts sync for real-time tracking and quick reconciliation, saving hours of boring manual work. You also get clear dashboards and reports that show cash flow, profit, and how healthy your business really is. On top of that, Odoo quietly handles compliance by following local tax rules, storing invoices securely, and keeping records clean. And if you work with a bookkeeper, you can give them access so everyone sees the same real-time numbers. No spreadsheet chaos. When Prime Energy first dropped, it came in way hotter than most people realized. Each can was loaded with over 200 milligrams of caffeine. To put that into perspective, that's about the same caffeine as 6 cans of Coke, nearly 2 Red Bulls, or more than 3 cups of coffee, according to doctors and pediatric experts. That level of caffeine isn't light work, and it can trigger heart issues, anxiety, and digestive problems, especially for younger consumers who were clearly being pulled in by the branding and online hype. That's when the backlash exploded. Parents, teachers, and medical professionals started speaking up, calling Prime Energy out for being unsafe for kids and teens. The noise got so loud that Prime Energy ended up getting banned outright in New Zealand, while many schools across Australia removed it completely. Even in the US, people were calling for the FDA to step in and investigate what was actually inside the cans. But ironically, what hurt Prime more than the health controversy was something even more dangerous: losing the audience that made it famous in the first place. By this point, it was obvious that Logan and KSI's hyper-viral strategy only worked because a huge part of their fan base was made up of kids and teenagers. Once Prime had been sitting on shelves for over 2 years, the novelty wore off. The idea of 2 massive influencers teaming up just wasn't exciting anymore, especially for Gen Z and Gen Alpha audiences who are known for jumping trends fast and moving on even faster. The hype slowed down, timelines stopped buzzing, and interest quietly faded. At that stage, the only thing that could have kept Prime on top was quality. And since the product itself didn't deliver, repeat customers started disappearing fast. People tried it once, then didn't come back for more. That made the crash unavoidable. Supply finally caught up to demand, and it hit hard. Prime had already signed massive manufacturing contracts expecting endless growth. By mid-2024, Prime was available in nearly every major retailer across the US and UK front and center on shelves, but barely anyone was buying it. Athletes who usually carry sports drinks kept choosing Gatorade or Powerade instead. And once all those factors combined, sales absolutely collapsed. In the UK, Prime sales dropped by 70% in 2024 compared to 2023, causing profits to fall by a brutal 92% year over year. In the US, sales fell by 40% by mid-2024, forcing the Prime team into full strategic review mode just to survive. They needed a long-term plan, fast. But before any new strategy could even take shape, Prime got hit with news that made everything worse. Because 2024 wasn't just rough in stores, it turned into a legal nightmare. Lawsuits started stacking up one after another, each one dragging Prime's image lower. It all kicked off in August 2023 when Elizabeth Costello filed a class action lawsuit against Prime Hydration. According to the lawsuit, independent testing allegedly found PFAS, also known as forever chemicals, in Prime's grape flavor. That was a massive problem, especially since Prime Hydration had originally been marketed as having 0 caffeine and clean ingredients. Then, things escalated even more. In March 2024, a major manufacturing partner accused Prime of backing out of a contract and refusing to participate in a final production test. That move allegedly left the manufacturer facing losses in the tens of millions, leading them to file a lawsuit in August 2024, which is still ongoing. Prime did try to dismiss the claims, and while one minor count was dropped, most of the major allegations are still moving forward. And the legal pressure didn't stop there. Around the same time, Prime was hit with another lawsuit worth $13 million, accusing them of unpaid ingredient bills. The supplier claimed Prime accepted deliveries, rejected them afterward, or simply refused to pay without explanation. Even Prime's marketing team couldn't escape the chaos. In July 2024, they were sued by the US Olympic and Paralympic Committee for using unauthorized Olympic-related phrases like Team USA, Olympian, and Olympics in promotional campaigns. That case was eventually settled for millions, but the reputational damage stuck. Logan did attempt damage control, posting a video tour of Prime's production facilities and highlighting what he claimed was a strict quality control process. But by then, the damage was already done. Now in 2025, after health concerns, lawsuits, and fading demand, Prime has been pulled from multiple stores across the US and UK. And where it's still available, it's often sitting on clearance racks at rock-bottom prices. One YouTube commenter summed it up perfectly, saying, "It's crazy hearing about the Prime craze when nobody could find it. Now they're basically giving it away. My grocery store has full cases for $1." At the end of the day, Prime was doomed from the start. It was built on hype, not innovation. Once the viral wave died down, the product itself just couldn't carry the brand forward. So even if you ignore the chemical concerns and caffeine debates, Prime simply didn't measure up to industry giants like Gatorade, Powerade, or Body Armor. Logan Paul and KSI will probably be fine financially. They already secured the bag. But reputational damage lasts longer than hype, and that stain won't fade easily if Prime really is as harmful as critics claim. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, share, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, I'll see you on the next one.